some point. Starting off, as usual, with our scan of the body. So taking just these first couple of moments to notice how you're feeling, notice what's going on in your body as we get started with our practice this evening. Notice where those points of tension are, those spaces that feel particularly tight, tense, not great this evening. And also those spaces and places that feel particularly good, that feel like they're ready to go, ready to be challenged, and ready to get moving. As you complete that scan of the body, I invite you to start your practice in the way that suits you best. So with any initial range of motion that might feel good, whether that's that spinal twist, lateral stretch, forward fold from seated, maybe it's a cat and cow, maybe it's a child cobra, maybe it's something a little bit different, wherever you usually like to get your practice started. I'm taking about 6 or 7 nice deep breaths in any of those initial ranges of motion. Fabulous. Taking about 2 or 3 more nice deep breaths. So finishing out, evening up, taking your time. When you do finish out that initial range of motion, we will meet quickly over in our, you don't need to move quickly to get there, but a short warm up over in our comfortable seated position. As always, legs can be crossed, legs can be out long, knees can be bent, feet can be planted, whatever works for you. And we're going to start with our 4 regular ranges of motion plus just a fold. So we'll start with the head and the neck. That first inhale finds that super long spine. That exhale drops the chin to the chest, lengthening through the back of the neck. And then at that pace that feels good for you, we'll go ahead and take that right ear towards that right shoulder, maybe taking that left hand down towards the mat. And then those exhales pull you down through center, and then left ear towards the left shoulder. So just that nice, easy side to side, couple times in each direction. As always, you can take it a little bit deeper by looking up towards that top corner of the room, or a little bit less intense by keeping your head down towards the mat. Like I said, keeping that warm up quick so we can get into the meat of the workout. Let's do one more time in each direction here for this roll of the head and the neck. When you finish those last 2, and then that next exhale, go ahead and drop that chin to the chest. And then that inhale lengthens that head back up at center. When you get there, we're going to go into our lateral stretches up next. So that next big inhale takes those arms out and up towards the ceiling. Nice big stretch long away from center. Right hand comes down towards the mat. Left arm comes up over top. Again, big stretch from fingertips to hip. Next big inhale pulls you up through center. Nice stretch long away again. And then that opposite side, same thing, lateral stretch, second direction. We're going to do twice more each way for this lateral stretch. So those inhales pulling you up. Exhales down to that first side. Nice big stretch. Inhale brings you up and down to that second side. And then we've got one more time each way, up through center, the first side. And then that last change of direction, up through center and down to our second side. Last time brings us up. And then that exhale circles us down and around, relaxing those shoulders nice and low away from the ears. Then we'll go right into those shoulder circles, up towards the ears and then down and back. Nice big circles, choosing that first direction a couple times here. Maybe you move a little faster with a little bit smaller circles. Maybe you like to pause with those ears up towards the shoulders, a little bit of a stretch there. Good, 2 more circles in that first direction and then change it up, same thing the other way. Same thing in that second direction, those nice big circles, a little slower, or if you'd like to take them a little faster, maybe they're a little bit smaller. 2 more circles in that second direction. When you finish those, relaxing those shoulders low away from the ears. Finishing off our upper body warm up. When you finish those shoulder circles, we've got our spinal twist. As always, that first inhale, you can leave those arms low and just find that long spine, or you can take those arms up overhead to that nice big stretch. That exhale takes you down in that first direction, opposite side hand down to the outside of that leg, same side hand around behind the back, opening those shoulders towards that side wall. That inhale pulls you through center, arms high or low, and then that exhale brings you to that other side. And then we'll just move a few times in each direction here at your own pace, that pace that feels good for you. Again, arms can come high every time you come through center. If you prefer to keep them low, just keeping those shoulders relaxed away from the ears. As always, you can take a little bit more pressure through those arms on the leg and on the floor for a little bit deeper of a spinal twist, or you can take a little bit less pressure there and find just that nice, easy stretch. Fabulous. Just a few more breaths here. Excellent. We'll go one more time in each direction, and feel free to find that third change of direction as always, just to even out. So finishing off with those last 2 or 3 changes of direction, hitting each side one final time, and that second side that final time. Inhale brings you back to center after you finish that second side, and exhale just brings us back to that comfortable seated, releasing those shoulders nice and low away from the ears. We're gonna do one stretch on each leg, and then we'll get into our flow. So I'm gonna keep my right leg folded in. I'm gonna take my left leg out long. As always, you can take it a little wider if you'd like, or a little narrower if that feels better. And then we're just gonna find that nice, easy fold, starting with that inhale to our long spine. You can keep the spine long, or you can round directly into it. Either option is fabulous. Just folding out, tracking those fingertips down the shin, towards the ankle or towards the toes, finding that stretch. As always, you can take this in a way that suits you best. If you like a little bit more of that upper body, that lower back stretch, you can round out the spine a little bit more. If you like a little more intensity through that leg, through the lower body, you can keep the spine a little bit longer and point the toes up towards the ceiling. Choosing your intensity and choosing that version of the stretch that feels best. One more nice deep breath in this fold to this left leg. And then with that next inhale, we bring it back up to that long spine, and we're just going to switch legs. So that left leg folds in, that right leg goes out long. Again, it can be a little narrower, a little wider, starting with that long spine and then taking that fold in the way that works best for you. So maybe you start a little slower, and with each exhale here, start to inch your way down. Maybe you're already feeling good. This side feels different for me than that first side does. It's a little bit tighter, and that's okay. Just noticing that, understanding what that means for your body, what that means for your practice, especially in one like tonight, where we'll do a little bit of two-sided movements or single-sided movements in both directions. Let's take one more nice deep breath here in this fold. And then with that next inhale, go ahead and roll it back up to that nice long spine. Fabulous. When we start our flow this evening, we are going to start standing at the top of our mat. So I give you a moment here to take any final range of motion that will feel good. Grab a sip of your beverage and then stand it on up and go ahead and meet me at the top of your mat. Taking just that moment, take your time to bring it up. We have got some work in our 3-legged dog, 2 half mountain climber. So if your wrists need a little bit of a warm up or your shoulders need a little bit more of a warm up, feel free to give them that, especially in this moment here as we get ready to go. All right, so when you do get to the top of your mat, those feet are underneath those hips. If you like them a little bit wider or a little bit narrower, you're welcome to make a small adjustment there. I want you to think for just a moment about finding that super good posture. So that nice long spine, maybe that just slight tip up of that chin, pulling those shoulder blades down and slightly towards each other, keeping the chest nice and open, starting by engaging that core and keeping that core active, making sure there's not a big round in the lower back, but that pelvis is kind of neutral here. We've got a little bit of pressure through the whole bottom of the foot, so we're not primarily on the heels or on the toes. And we've got a little pressure through all 10 toes as well. We're going to start with 2 deep breaths. And on our second one, we're going to go into our forward fold. That first one, let's lead with those arms. That inhale takes us out and up. Nice big stretch long away from center towards the ceiling. Exhale brings the arms down and around. This second one will take us into our fold. So our inhale takes us up. Our exhale takes us into that fold. This is our first inversion and our first big, deep lower body stretch here today. So be gentle with yourself if you need a gentle bend in those knees, or you need to keep it kind of halfway up to make sure that you're not getting any kind of head rush, vertigo here. Take your moment, maybe round out the spine, maybe keep it a little longer. Relax those shoulders nice and low away from the ears. We're gonna take one halfway lift here. With that next inhale, I want you to find that flat back, that long spine. I want you to activate that core. So pulling that belly button in towards the spine. Exhale takes us back into that forward fold. All right, we're gonna take it back to our crescent lunge next. So bending those knees, stepping that right foot back nice and long, finding that toe down and that heel up, and then sweeping those arms up into that nice crescent lunge. Starting off by working on that little bit of that left leg activation here with that nice bend in the knee, and then keeping that right leg as long as you can. If those hip flexors are tight because we haven't warmed them up yet, that's okay. We're gonna take it just briefly to our warrior three, just to get our left leg started on that train of thought towards balance. So you can fold a little bit forward and use your fingertips for support, or you can take your hands out or to heart center. I want you to go ahead and take your weight over your left foot and then just slowly lift up just 2 or 3 inches up off of the floor for those right toes, or maybe they stay in contact here. We're just working on that activation of the lower leg. Wherever you are in whatever version of that warrior three, that balance on that left leg, give me one more inhale. And then that exhale is going to bend that left knee, set those right toes down, and take us back to that crescent. From here, warrior two. Turn the right heel down, open the arms, keep that nice bend in our left knee. Fabulous. Nice and long from fingertip to fingertip, looking over those left fingertips, those front fingertips. We're going to take this to our extended side angle. Bending the left elbow, hinging at those hips to bring it down towards that left knee, and that right arm up over top. From this, we're going to do our full transition, kind of almost to that lateral stretch range of motion, up and over into our peaceful warrior. So lead with that right arm, extend that left arm. When you get there, flip the left palm to face up, and then bring it up and over. So opposite direction. We're going to do that 3 more times. So our exhale is going to bring us forward, extended side angle, elbow towards the knee, right arm up over top. And then inhale back up to our peaceful. So through warrior two and up to our peaceful. Twice more for a total of 4. Out through center, extended side angle. Try and keep that nice bend in that left knee, get it working. Up and over to our peaceful. Last time, both directions. Over to our extended side angle. And up and over to our peaceful. From here, we're going to cartwheel it all the way down. So left hand, our right heel lifts. We're going to take this left leg up to our 3-legged dog. So planting those hands and extending that left leg up and back to that little stretch. Now we're working on those sets of 4. So we're going to do our half mountain climber. We're going to do 4 total. We're going to do 2 in 2 directions. So I want you to send that left knee towards that left elbow. So same side of the body, and then extend back up into that 3-legged dog. And then we're going to come underneath and across. So left knee towards that right elbow. Then we're just going to do that same thing one more time. So up and back. And then left knee to left elbow, up and back, left knee to right elbow. And then our final time, 3-legged dog is going to take us to our half pigeon. So from our 3-legged dog, then we sweep that left leg underneath, plant that shin on the floor underneath those hips, top of that right foot meets, and we get a nice little break here. So feel free to take this wherever you'd like it to be. You can take it down towards the mat. You can keep those palms planted. Maybe those wrists get a circle or 2. Maybe those shoulders get a circle or 2. Finding a couple nice deep breaths in this half pigeon. As always, a little less intense is going to bring that left foot a little closer towards that right hip. A little more intense might take that left foot out closer so that the shin is closer to parallel with the front of the mat. And if those quads or those hip flexors need a little extra love, you can always point those right toes up to the ceiling for that extra little bit of a stretch. Fabulous. We're going to give the wrists a little break. We're still going to give that core work a little bit more time in this flow. We're actually going to bring it all the way over. So if you did have that right toes up towards the ceiling, releasing down, shift your weight onto that left hip, and then go ahead and circle that right foot all the way around to the front. We're gonna bring it down onto our back. We've got 2 core movements plus our final roll up. So go ahead and bring it on down. 2 options for those feet. For our crunches, you can keep those knees bent and those feet planted, or you can pull them up to that 90 degrees, that tabletop, for a little bit more of a challenge. We were going towards that right knee for our crossbody crunch, so we're going to stick with that same side. 2 ranges of motion here. It's going to be a crunch right up the center. You're going to come back down, and then you're going to take that left hand and extend it right to the outside of that right knee. So we're not going to come side to side, but I just want you to do that single side. So crunch up the center, and then left hand to right knee. We'll hit that other side when we come back down our second time through. So just moving in that range of motion at a pace that feels good for you. So if you like to move a little bit faster or a little bit slower than I'm moving here, you certainly can. Making sure we're keeping our chin a tennis ball size space away from the chest. And as always, breathing through this core movement. We're here for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Choose your recovery. You can pull the knees in or you can let those feet come down to the mat. Our second movement is going to be similarly cross-body, left hand to right side. Your option for a little bit more, less challenging, is going to come from your left foot. You can keep the knee bent and the foot planted. A little more challenging is going to be up at our tabletop. Even more challenging is going to be out long. So left foot is going to stay stationary. Right hand can be down for support. Our left hand, we're going to do a crossbody crunch to an extended arm and extended leg. So I'm going to start with all long here. I'm going to pull my elbow towards my knee, so kind of like my bicycle, extend back out long, and then bring my fingertips towards my toes. Again, less challenging, plant that left foot. Same thing, moving at your own pace here. So that crossbody crunch, that extended hand to toe. You've got those 3 options for that opposite leg based on how much challenge you want here. We're moving in this 2 range of motion for a little bit longer. Keep those cues in mind. Same thing, chin to chest, and making sure we're breathing. We're here for just another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your recovery. Take your recovery. Either knees towards the chest or feet planted. You can windshield wiper those knees if those feet are planted. All right, fabulous. We will get back to this core work because we do have to hit that other side. But before we do that, bend those knees, plant those feet. Nice slow roll up. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, I want you to bring it 3/4 of the way up. So don't get all the way up to that long spine. See if you can pause in the center. Find that long spine. Keep those arms long. Little pause, little iso hold. One more inhale. Exhale brings us up to that long spine. Relaxes the core. Let's circle those legs around. Bring it on over, back to hands and knees. Fabulous. From here, I want you to bring it down to those elbows. Curl the toes under. Here comes our dolphin. Press those hips up and back. So similar to our downward facing dog, just from those elbows. Feel free to take a moment, pedal out those heels, give those calves a second, give those hamstrings a second. Nice. We're going to take it to our low plank here. So stepping those feet back just a little bit, bringing those hips down, but we're still from those elbows. And then we're just going to add a little bit of shoulder work with a drift. So you can stay right here, or you can increase in intensity by just drifting those shoulders out towards those wrists and then back up over those elbows. We're just going to be in this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and set those knees down. Bring it back to those hands. We're taking it back to our fold from here. So curl the toes under, send those hips up, walk those feet forward to meet those hands. Forward fold. Whew, take a moment. Give yourself a second. Relax the head and the neck. Maybe ragdoll those arms. Looking good, you guys. Looking good. All right, we're going to take it all the way up to our extended mountain. We've got to hit our other side now. So our inhale rolls us all the way up. Arms up overhead. And our exhale is just going to bring those arms down this first time. And same as that other time, second breath is going to take us into our fold. Inhale takes us up. Exhale, forward fold. Fingertips towards the toes. Very nice. Halfway lift. Flat back, long spine. Activate that core. Belly button in towards the spine. Fabulous. Exhale, forward fold. Here comes that crescent lunge. This time that left leg is going to step back nice and long. Toe down, heel up, sweep it up into that crescent. We've got that nice bend in that right knee. Again, that left leg is nice and long, challenging that hip flexor if it's a little bit tight. I know mine is. And left side is tight today for sure. All right, we're taking it to that warrior three, just that initial little balance. So shifting your weight over that right foot here. Again, toes can stay down, hands could be at heart center. You could lift up a little bit higher if you'd like to, but choose the option that's gonna work here for you for just one more nice deep breath. Big inhale. And then that exhale bends that right knee, sends those left toes down, find that long spine. Excellent. We've got that warrior, peaceful warrior to extended side angle transition next. So let's take it to our warrior two. Left heel turns down, arms open. We're starting off with our extended side angle. So bend that right elbow, bring it down towards the knee. Left arm comes up over top for that nice big left side body stretch. All right, here's that transition. Use the core, bring it up and over through our warrior two. Flip the front palm, peaceful. 3 more times, just like that. Bring it out, extended side angle. And up and over to peaceful. 2 more, out to side angle. Up to peaceful. And that last time in each direction here, out to side angle. And up to peaceful. Fabulous work, fabulous work. All right, we're cartwheeling it down. Right hand, left heel. All right, here's that three-legged dog to half mountain climber transition. So right foot presses up and back, three-legged dog. We've got those 2 directions. We're hitting each of them twice. So first one, right knee towards right elbow, out into that plank, and then up and back. And then our cross body, right knee towards left elbow, out into that plank, and up and back. Just one more time in each direction, finding that little hold, get that core nice and activated when you're out in that plank, and then up and back. And then that one more time. One more time. Cross body. 3-leg. Half pigeon. Right foot comes underneath. Shin meets the mat. Top of that left foot meets. Again, choose the version of this that feels best for you. You can stay a little taller. You can bring it down into it. You can find that left knee bent, toes up towards the ceiling, wherever you need to be to just kind of get it going. Give that lower back a little break. Give those wrists a little break. Take a couple deep. Awesome, awesome. Give me one more nice deep breath in this pigeon. Fabulous. So if you found those toes up towards the ceiling, go ahead and release them down. We're going to bring it over and around. So we're sending that right hip down to the mat this time. That left leg is going to circle around and then drawing that back down onto the mat. When you get there, we've got that crunch series. So again, feet can be planted or those knees can be up at our tabletop. This time our right arm is going to come outside. So crunch up the center and then right arm to the outside of that left knee. A couple times here, getting it going. Same as that other side. Just hitting that opposite set of obliques with that cross body work. A little bit of rotational strength there in that. Bringing that left elbow down as that right arm comes to the outside. You guys are doing great. We're here for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Take your break either knees in towards the chest or knees bent, feet planted. All right, so we've got our same 3 options with that right leg. That foot can stay planted. You can take it up to our 90 degrees, our tabletop, or you can take it out long. And then we've got that elbow to knee and then those fingers to toes with that opposite leg. Here we go. So elbow to knee, cross body crunch, and then fingers to toes. Again, a little easier is going to have that foot planted. A little more challenging is going to have that leg long. Just base it on how the core is feeling. We've already done some core work. We want to keep our lower back nice and safe here. We're just here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Take your break again, either knees in towards the chest, maybe knees bent, feet planted, maybe a little spinal twist. Fabulous work, you guys. Awesome, awesome. All right, here comes that roll up. I want you to come halfway up and pause. So bend those knees, plant those feet, inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, rolls us up halfway, as far as you need to get to find that long spine. Make sure it's nice and long. Don't let your lower back round down towards your mat. Keep that core engaged. We're here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Our exhale sits us up, relaxes that core, gives that lower back a second. Nice. All right, we're bringing it over our transition through hands and knees to our dolphin. When you hit hands and knees, that cat and cow is going to feel really good. Feel free to take a cat and cow. If not, you can transition right over to that dolphin. And when you do finish that cat and cow, we plant those elbows, those hands, curl those toes under, press those hips up, a little stretch through the lower body, a little bit of shoulder work here just by supporting and pressing back in towards those hips a little bit. Feel free to pedal out those heels if it feels good. Nice, we're gonna take it down for that plank again. So stepping those feet back just slightly, bringing those hips down, shoulders are still over those elbows. Giving yourself a moment. Fabulous. Last 5 seconds if you want to add that drift in here. We got that front to back, shoulders over wrists, and then back towards those elbows for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sending those knees down. We're making our transition through our down dog to our forward fold. So planting those hands, curling those toes under, hips come up, and then feet walk towards those fingertips. Excellent. We're taking it up to our extended mountain. Inhale rolls us all the way up, arms come up overhead. And exhale brings them down. All right, awesome. Little transitional space here. Any range of motion you'd like. If you'd like to sit, feel free to take it. We've got about 5 or 6 nice deep breaths, wherever you need to be. All right. Lots of familiar names and faces, got some new names and faces. Let's see if this turns back on. There we go. Fabulous. All right. Okay, so we've got just a little bit more work here. We'll see. We've got 10 minutes left, so a little bit of that transitional might go a little bit faster just so we can get both sides in. But go ahead and take your way back to that mountain pose. Feet underneath those hips. 2 deep breaths. Second one will take us into our fold. Here we go. Inhale takes us up. Nice big stretch long way from center. And your exhale brings you down and around. Second one takes us into our fold. Inhale takes us up. Exhale takes the fingertips down towards the toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back, spine. Exhale into that fold. Crescent lunge, right foot steps back nice and long, toes down, heel up, sweep those arms. And we're gonna take it into that warrior 3. So finding your balance, shifting your weight over those left toes, lifting those right toes again. Maybe they just stay an inch or 2. Maybe you bring it into that full warrior 3. Maybe those hands are at heart center. Maybe the toes don't leave the floor at all. One more deep breath here. Big inhale. And exhale, sends those right toes down, bends that left knee back to that crescent, which takes us to our warrior 2. Right heel down, arms open. We're just going to do 2 of those transitions from extended side angle to peaceful. Extended side angle is first, left elbow down, right arm up over top. Nice big stretch. Use the core to come up and over. Inhale brings us through center warrior 2 and up to peaceful. One more time each direction here. Extended side angle. And then up to peaceful. Fabulous work, guys. Looking good. Cartwheel it down. Left hand, right heel. Same thing, we're gonna just go once in each direction. 3-legged dog to half mountain climber. So plant those hands, send those left toes up and back. First one sends the left knee towards the left elbow. Take a little pause when you get out there if you can. And then press it up and back. Same thing, just one time in that second direction. Left knee towards that right elbow. Little pause when you get out there if you can. and then send it up and back. We're gonna go really briefly into that half pigeon. Sweep it under, place that shin down, top of that right foot. We've got 2 nice deep breaths. So take those deep breaths wherever you want them to be, maybe up nice and tall, maybe down in it. Fabulous. We're gonna make that transition over onto our back. So rolling it to that left hip, circling that right leg around, bend those knees, plant those feet, roll it down. When you get to the bottom, feet planted or knees at tabletop, crunch to cross body. Here we go, up the center, and then left hand to the outside of that right knee. Keeping it moving just like that, just like that. While we're down here, we're gonna hit that second side so that we don't run out of time and leave you uneven. So we're staying with that left arm moving here for another 4, 3, 2, 1. Just a brief pause, and then we're taking it to that other side. So this time that right arm is moving. So we're up to center, and then right arm to the outside of that left knee. Same movement, crunch to cross body, just hitting that second side. Fabulous work, you guys, fabulous. Keep breathing, keep moving. You're looking good. We're here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give yourself that recovery, either knees pulled in or knees bent, feet planted. Awesome. So we're gonna do the same thing, both sides. We're gonna start with that left arm and that right knee moving. Our left leg has as many options as we went over before. Foot planted, knee at tabletop or out long. We've got our crunch to extended toe to fingertips. So elbow to knee and then fingertips to toes. Couple times on this first side. Again, wherever you want that left foot to be will really determine the difficulty of this one. Nice, we're just in that first side for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Make your transition, maybe give yourself a second, and then adjust that right leg. Again, choose your difficulty. Right arm to left leg, here we go. Elbow to knee, and then fingertips to toes. Getting it moving right like that on that second side. Fabulous work, fabulous work. Don't forget to breathe. Good, looking good, looking good. You guys are doing awesome. We're here in this one for another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Take your recovery, either knees towards the chest, bend the knees, plant the feet, maybe windshield wiper them. Maybe it's a spinal twist, starting with those knees at tabletop, taking them down to the right and down to the left. 2 nice deep breaths here. 2 nice deep breaths. Awesome. We've got that roll up. We're coming halfway up and finding our pause. Final movement here on our back. Starting with that inhale, those arms up overhead. That exhale brings us up just as far as you need to go to find that pause. If you'd like to find that boat, little extra challenge, you can lift those heels. Maybe lengthen the legs. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and take it forward. Relax that core. Nicely done, nicely done. All right, here we go. Final time in that plank series, our dolphin to plank, and then we'll hit our other side for that lower body work. So bring it on over again. If you want that cat and cow, you can hit that cat and cow. If not, those elbows come down to the mat. We plant those hands. We curl those toes under. We press those hips up. When you finish your cat and cow, go ahead and bring it over into our dolphin. A little bit of shoulder work here, a little bit of support through those shoulders. Let's take it out to our plank. Elbows underneath those shoulders, feet back just a little bit, hips come down, low plank. Fabulous work. If you'd like to add that extra challenge, we've got that drift. Shoulders out towards wrists, and then back towards the elbows. We're here for just 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Go ahead and send those knees down, plant those hands, curl the toes under, press the hips up, walk those feet forward to meet those hands. Nice. We're going to take this right into our other side. So give me a halfway lift. Flat back, long spine. Forward fold. Crescent, left leg steps back nice and long. Toe down, heel up, bend that right knee, sweep those arms. Final warrior 3 hits our second side. Shifting your weight over that right foot. Again, toes can stay down, They can lift an inch or two. You can bring it all the way up. Hands can stay long or come to heart center. Try to keep those hips even. Give me one more nice deep breath. Big inhale. And that exhale bends that right knee, sends those left toes down, sweep those arms up. Excellent work, you guys. Warrior two, left heel turns down, arms open. Twice in each direction, extended side angle, bend the right elbow, bring it down to the knee, left arm up over top. Bring it up through center to peaceful. Flip the front palm, lift it up. One more time each way, extended side angle. And up to peaceful. Nice. Cartwheel it down, right arm, left heel lifts. Find a little bit of movement here. Three-legged dog to our half mountain climber. So right foot, three-legged dog, once each way. So right knee towards that right elbow. Little pause, press it up and back. Last time, right knee towards that left elbow. Little pause. Press it up and back. Half pigeon to finish us off here. Right foot sweeps under, shin meets the mat. Top of that left foot. Nice deep breath. Final deep breath in our half pigeon. Roll those hips to the right. Circle that left leg around to our comfortable seated position. Fabulous work today, you guys. We'll finish with two nice deep breaths, that leading with those arms. That inhale takes us up. Exhale brings us down. Last one, those palms meet overhead. Inhale takes us out and up. Palms meet. Exhale pulls the hands down to heart center. So good to see you guys. Thanks for joining me this Wednesday. Have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week. The light in me honors, the light in you bowing as we say namaste.